Hello, this is Arcade1up, and today I'd like to show you how I put a 20-inch square Dell monitor inside my Ridge Racer cab. And so it took me about 3 given nights, and so I basically recorded this in chunks, and so hopefully it transposes well on the given video. Alright, so we're just going to document this in steps. So I leaned my cabinet forward so the monitor is quasi-parallel to the ground. So here's the new monitor that's going to go in. I took the panel off of here. And I'm going to take these screws out, so 2, 2, 2, and 2. And then I got all the cables out of the way so I can remove this, and I'm going to use this as my template for basically the size of what's going to hold the monitor to come. So here's the material we're using as the front of the arcade. If you go to Lowe's, it's like $10 or $11 for this given sheet. It's made for dry erase boards, so it's wide on the back. You flip it over, and it's just solid black. And so I'm going to cut out the dimensions of this given board, and so it's, sorry for my chicken scratch, there you go, 19 by 18 3/4. And so we're going to cut this out, and then after that we're going to make a stencil inside this given board for the monitor to rest in. Okay, we have basically the layout where the monitor hole is going to go. It's in pencil and black, so I apologize. So basically it's just a box. I'm going to cut that out, and then the hole should be exactly where it needs to be. Okay, so here's the rough hole. So here's where the monitor is going to go, inside this given hole. And then what I did, we got now, this is the 2007, and so what I did, if you look, I put window stripping on this, and then I can press pressure on the back of it when I put the wood across to support the monitor. It'll squish this, and there won't be any light bleed inside of the cabinet. And so roughly it'll look like this, and then we'll start to get everything permanent. I'll have to, so it'll look like so, without my thumb in the way. Alright, onwards and upward to the next one. Alright, so we put these little L brackets I got at Lowe's for like a couple dollars. So here and here, and we did 18 3/4 across, and then this is where our monitor is going to go, and this is going to slide up against the cabinet. Okay, we are in the home stretch, and so I got these screws that have to go through the plexiglass. They were silver, so I went ahead and hit them with some spray paint around the edge of where I made my cut for the monitor to be. I hit that with some spray paint as well, so it also wouldn't be brown, so that those two things are drying. And then I got my Plexi. This is from Home Depot. This is the most expensive thing of the bill. It was like $18, which is kind of wonky. And so it's 18 this way, and then by like I think 24 this way. So I'm gonna do 18 by 18 3/4 here, and I'm cut off. And then after that, I'm gonna basically get a small drill bit and drill all the given holes where the screws are gonna go. And so I won't bore you with that, but we'll keep on going. Okay, plexiglass is cut and then secured by some screws. Here's the look of the back. Alright, so I'm going to get this thing tilted on its face and then put the monitor in, and we'll document that. So we got this, lean this on its face as far as we can without damaging the steering wheel. Once again, we have the window foam stuff around the monitor, except on the power button, which is right here. We cut it out, and there's a little bitty tiny pinhole inside of the Plexi, so we can poke a paper clip to there if it doesn't boot up when we get power. And so now we're going to slide this in, and then we're basically going to have to go back and forth, top, bottom, and see if it's all lined up. And also, word of the wise, put your power and your video in there before you do this. So the mounts here, it's situated, and then if you guys do this, you need, this is a DVI to HDMI cable, and this is just power. And so here's my homemade mount. Once again, this is 18 3/4 wide. Drill holes to where the appropriate holes are in your monitor, and these are just a little bit, they're like $1 a piece at Lowe's. And so we're going to button this thing all up and make it pretty, and then we'll stare at it for a bit. there you go. 20 inches of just fantastic goodness. And so overall, I'm pleasantly pleased on the way it turned out. And so we're going to flip this thing around and button this thing up and see what you guys think. Alright guys, so hopefully all those chunks of videos made sense. And so I just tried to document as best as I could throughout the process. And so this project was inspired by a gentleman that's on the Buy Stuff Store Facebook page. He used the Tulsa Arcades mount, which is kind of ironic because Tulsa is 15 minutes from my house. And so I just figured with my skill set and maybe some of the stuff I had in the garage, I could figure it out. And I did. And so we got about $45 invested in putting a Dell 20th square inside the box. And so I'm stoked the way it turned out. And so if you do like this style of content, please give me a thumbs up on the way out. And if you want to see more of it, please consider subscribing. I do thank you for your time. I hope you have a blessed day. And remember, life's too short to only have one game.